Alright, what's up, everybody? This is your man, Brother Devin, formerly known as Title 4161, and today I'm here to historically prove to you that the I'm here to historically prove to you that the ancient Egyptians were black, and also the simple fact that, excuse me, also the simple fact that they did not practice witchcraft. Okay? So, first, let's get into the archaeologist portion of this lecture. And today, I'm reading you parts of a book called The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or Reality by Sheikh Anta Diop. Okay? And it says edited and translated by Mercer Cook. Okay? And at the bottom there's a little note, there's a little side note, and it says the history of Black Africa. Hold on. You know what I need? I need to see if I can get the lamp. Oh wait, actually no, I don't. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to point this book at the light, and I'm going to show the pictures from the camera. Alright, so it says the history of Black Africa will remain suspended in air and cannot be written correctly until African historians care to connect it with the history of Egypt. And that is written by Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. And before we get into this lecture, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pour a libation for our historic ancestor, Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. Okay? So, before we begin this lecture, let me pour a libation for Sheikh Anta Diop, as well as our two spiritual teachers that are still here today. And also I'm going to be pouring for a couple of other people that I've transitioned, as well as Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. Okay? So let me get this bottle open. Alright. Gotta be careful not to spill water on the book. Alright. Okay, here we go. Sheikh Anta Diop. Ashe. Alright. Who else? Dr. Yusuf bin Yohanan. Ashe. John Hendrick Clark. Ashe. Dr. Leonard Jeffries. Ashe. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Ashe. Dr. Amos Wilson. Ashe. Um, Dr. Asa Hilliard, Ashe. Asada Shakur, Ashe. Um, uh, Dr. Phil Valentine, Ashe. Um, Dr. Delbert Blair, Ashe. Uh, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, Ashe. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Oh yeah, the two people that I don't want to forget, and that's Brother Panic, Ashe, and Dr. Bobby Hemmett, Ashe. All right, and I'm gonna pour some for myself and my soulmate, Ashe and Ashe. All right. Okay. So now we're going to begin this lecture, and how we're going to start it off is we're going to go into the archaeology. We're going to go into the archaeology, and we're also going to get into some of the science and the alchemy of this. Not a whole lot, but just some of it. Okay, so let's first begin with the archaeology of it. Okay. Drink the rest of the bottle. Okay. Alright. So and I gotta clean this table off. It's a little dirty. But I'll do that after the lecture. Alright, so we're going to go into some of Sheikh Anta Diop's work, and we're going to go into just the first chapter, and I'm going to give some comments on it, and I'm going to show some pictures. Okay? And then I'm going to give some more commentary at the end of this lecture, and of course I'm going to touch on some Egyptian magic. Okay. And I just want to say this, that before my ancient Egyptian African ancestors. Oh yeah, speaking of them, let me pour some of these entities in this libation. King Tutankhamun, Ashe. I can do it energetically without pouring more water. Okay. All right. So it's already water in here. We got the historians. I just put King Tutankhamun's energy in here. Goddess Segmet, Ashe. Goddess Aset, Ashe. Goddess Baset, Ashe. Neb Dejanti, Lord Dejanti, who is also Tahuti. Okay, Neb Dejanti, Ashe. And I'm also gonna add another Egyptian ancestor, and I'm gonna add his female counterpart, Egyptian god Hapi and Nekbet. Ashe and Ashe. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So. Oh yeah, and the reason why I poured Dr. Bobby Hemmett into my libation is because he was going deep into the African origins and the history of things as well. So that's one of the reasons why. Okay, I'm gonna move the cup. All right. Make sure we close the top. So this may be a little bit of a long lecture because I had to get some sleep earlier. I went to sleep last night. It's just when I got up, I had to go to the bathroom, and when I finished using the restroom, I got tired again. So that's why I came doing this lecture unprepared. I wanna apologize for that. I'm gonna remember next time to study and remember my notes before I do my lectures. Okay, I apologize to everyone for that. All right, so let's get started, shall we? All right, so I said I don't want to touch. I don't want to go. I don't want to go 2 hours, 3 hours long on this, but I just want to touch on some of Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop's work. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is simply because the reason why I'm stressing this is because of the reason why I'm stressing this out is because of that. Now I'm what they would call a YouTube lecturer. I'm in the underground, okay? So anyway, there was some stuff being said on there was a video that was made saying that my ancient Kemetic African ancestors were practicing witchcraft. But let's understand, people keep saying the Europeans never had a history. First of all, we need to clear something up. It's not that Europeans never had a history, because we were the first original Europeans. Okay. We were the first original Europeans. So we always had a history. The problem was there was a bunch of Caucasians, white Asians, which are white Asians, which you now see as the lighter Chinese people, okay, and and then you have the Neanderthals, right? Along with them too, okay. Those are the ones that never had a history. They they uh they fought, and they were the original savages. Okay, they were the ones that fought and destroyed us as as melanin toned people, so that they could have a place in the world. See, when you have a collective of Africans that teach other races that are different than your history, other races can take that idea, and they can start stealing it from people, and then once they conquer it, and then once they steal it and they take it, they can claim it by patenting it. This is why you have something called a document and a John Hancock, because it just signifies that something is theirs when we know it's really not. Okay, so we are just gonna go into the first chapter. So I'm gonna go into chapter 1. I don't need my unk for this one. All right, and let me just summarize the let me just summarize the the meaning of the preface. It's basically to have us as African Americans be aware of our ancient ancient it's basically having us African Americans be aware of our ancient historical history. So you know, this is why you have this is why you have books such as these. Okay, and like I said, I'm only gonna go into the first chapter simply because there's some false information going around that the first Egyptians were not black. Okay, and we're gonna put that to bed. We're gonna put white supremacist history to sleep. Okay, I know I'm leaning here. I apologize for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go into. Yeah. So again, like I said, the whole purpose of Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop's work was to let us know of our ancient black history as Africans being colonized in America. This is why we are labeled as African Americans by modern Neanderthals of our time. it was to make us aware of our ancient history. Not so much that we can claim it. I mean, if you want to claim your ancient African history, you're free to do so. But it was just to make us aware of it. And the ancestors are speaking through me. I'm getting a lot of yes and uh-huhs. And ashe. And ashe. I can hear it in the spirit realm. As well as my soulmate being beside me. But anyway, so that was the whole purpose. Now, let's go into chapter 1. I don't want to be too long. Okay, and I'm even gonna show some of these illustrations because, sure, it's true that you did have some white you did have some Greek Egyptians and they were called the Santorian Egyptians, not the Sanhedrin, the Santorian Egyptians. The story behind that. So, I'm going to tell y'all the story behind that. The story behind that is simply because. Okay, I got the chapter that I was looking for. All right, so it's simply all right. So the history of the Santorian Egyptians. These were Greeks disguising themselves as Egyptians when they destroyed the library of Alexandria. And so one of the great kings of Egypt betrayed our ancient Kemetic relatives, and he said because he was going to be killed. And he said that, so what happened was he said that he wanted to be king. That I think it was Ptolemy the second. Okay, one of them. Yeah, Ptolemy the second. I believe it was, and he said that he wanted to be king. And so what they did was they initiated him. They taught him all the secrets from the history to the supreme mathematics that we had. Well, not history, because history is really his story, but our African ancestors. What I'm meaning is they taught the white folks that came to Egypt our story. Okay, our ancient wisdom. And so, of course, they also taught us the supreme mathematics and possibly even the sciences. And this is one of the reasons why the world is why it is today. Okay, so I'm gonna go into just chapter 1 because I have another book that I want to cover, and I want to show you guys some illustrations. All right. Chapter 1. What were the Egyptians? Okay? In contemporary descriptions of the ancient Egyptians, this question is never raised. Eyewitnesses of that period formally affirm that the Egyptians were blacks. See, it says it. It says it right here in chapter 1 of this book, and I'm gonna tell you what page it is. Page 1. First paragraph. Okay? The first Kemetic people were blacks. Okay, I'm gonna turn to the side so I could show you all this. Okay? Let me sit up. Okay. So, this guy was a historian, and I'm feeling his presence, and he's also saying that he's done a lot of research, and he's also letting me know he's had a lot of books where this one came from. So basically he has more than one book, but this is the book that I'm using because you got people that are brainwashed into this multicultural foolishness, saying that my ancient African ancestors the Egyptians were not black. Excuse me. All right. Now, I could do this on camera phone, which I probably still might do, but I wanted to okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, there we go. I wanted to show you guys this. It says that they were black. The ancient Egyptians were blacks. Alright? So you cannot deny that. A lot of you a lot of you are first of all, you're making silly arguments that you've come to the conclusion y'all have come to the conclusion that the ancient Egyptians were white simply because simply because Trump is in office, okay? And so now I'm hearing someone in the spirit realm say preach. I just heard that. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, you guys are just being emotional because Donald Trump is our president, and you feel that, and, just because he's in office, you feel like you can have your way. And I'm here to tell you right now, man, your time is already up, and judgment day is upon you, white folks, already, and it's also upon you, some of you other races that agree that the first Egyptians were not black, and most people hate that because we dark skinned melanated people. I really don't like using that word. I mean, it's not a bad word, but there's controversy over that too. But I'm just gonna say dark skin. The reason why us dark and light skinned black people, the reason why you have a problem with us is because our skin contains supernatural power. Y'all are jealous. Y'all are jealous of that, and you know you can't stay in the sun, but for so long. So it's like why get upset over something like that? you know you you just gonna have to get your melanin. uh you're gonna have to enhance your melanin as white people, some other way, because you y'all can only stay in the sun for like at least 10 to 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? If you stay for longer than an hour, y'all start sweating. And trust me, I've been around some white folk. Okay. All right. So um, we're going to begin with chapter one of this book. It says, in contemporary descriptions of the ancient Egyptians, this question is never raised. Eyewitnesses of that period formally affirm that the Egyptians were black on several occasions. Herodotus insists on the Negro character. Herodotus must be a historian. Herodotus insists on the Negro character of the Egyptians, and even uses this for indirect demonstrations. For example, to prove that the flooding of the Nile cannot be caused by melting snow, he cites, among other reasons, he deems valid the following observation: it is certain that the natives of the country are black with the heat. So basically, what Herodotus is saying, that the people that colonized in Egypt are simply black. Okay, and it is the sun that gives them it's the sun that gives us our tone. Like I'm a dark skinned man, right? And I'm proud of I'm proud to be a dark skinned um African man. What I need to look like another race for? Y'all know what Malcolm X said. It, if you trying to be any other race than black, you hate yourself. Okay, so for all you black people that want to wear all these creams and stuff, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Either 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 feel the guilt because you 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 know that deep down in your soul, even though people told you you look ugly because of your skin color, deep down in your soul, you know you look amazing. So I'm talking to the ones that know better. But the ones that don't know better, go to people that will encourage you and uplift you about your skin color. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to continue to read on. Alright? Moving on, it says to demonstrate that the Greek oracle is of Egyptian origin. Herodotus advances another argument, lastly, by calling the dove black. They the Dondonaians indicated that the woman was Egyptian. The doves in question symbolized two Egyptian women, allegedly kidnapped from Thebes. To found the oracles of Dodona and Libya, to show that the inhabitants of Colchis were of Egyptian origin and had to be considered part of a Sesostris army who had settled in that region. Herodotus says the Egyptians said that they believe, excuse me, the Egyptians said that they believe conjectures were founded first on the fact that they are black skinned and have woolly hair. What does that mean? That the original Egyptians were of dark skin and had woolly hair. Okay? And now, like I said, I don't want to be too long winded. Okay? But what I do want to show you is what I just, okay. All right, so let me see if I can find the very first. All right. See this right here? Look at this right here. Okay? This right here shows that the first Kemetic Egyptians were of dark skin. Now, Herodotus is a Greek. We all know who Herod is, okay? And see, Herod of that time, he even knew that the first um, original Egyptians were of dark skin. Okay, I'm a I'm a star seed, so I was born in the '90s. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. See the girls in this picture. See the woolly hair. See, this is what chapter one was referring to. These are just some of the illustrations that I wanted to show off. Okay, I wanted to. These are the illustrations I wanted to show you guys. Okay. And I can tell you who published the the book. Okay, I'm really smart. All right, now I'm gonna read the I'm gonna read the context in the illustrations. It says the Jimbi and the Jiri Egyptian wigs corresponding to the Jimbi and the Jiri of the Singanese married women until about 1933. Potomac coiffures, these hairdos and prepubescent Sinhalese girls prior to World War II correspond to that of the 18th dynasty Egyptian girl in the statuette lower left. Oh, okay, I see. All right, I see. So what I'm reading, the context that I'm reading in the bottom is referring to this picture that you see on the yeah, it's referring to. I'm sorry. It's very hard for me to. Okay, it's referring to this picture that you see on the left. Okay, see the statue right there. Okay, it's referring to these three girls right here. Okay, so I know. So we don't want to hear no more talk about the Egyptians being white. Okay. All right. And it says more than 3,500 years earlier, before Moses. Okay. So, so oh yeah, and notice that a lot of black artists, they they draw us with, you know, oval, or like slanted shaped eyes. Because that's the best that they can describe us in their head when they draw us, and sculpt us. Okay, so let's get back into chapter 1. Okay, let's get back into chapter 1. I'm gonna see where I left off at. Thanks. Alright. Okay. So trying to find my, forgive me y'all, trying to find my spot. Alright. Oh yeah, that's right. My soulmate said I would just have page 1. Okay, and it says finally concerning the population of India, Herodotus distinguishes between the 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 Chaldeans and other Indians, describing them as follows. They all also have the same tint of skin, which approaches that of the Ethiopians. Okay, so those that are in uh, Hindustan and and other parts of India. Okay, some of those people have dark skin. You can Google dark skin Indian people. Okay, from India. Okay, and you'll see they have Ethiopian you know lineages. Okay, and also too, it says that a lot of the Kemetic, a lot of the a lot of the Kemetians or Kemites, as some of us refer to them as, they were taught by the Ethiopians, and I want to thank my Ethiopian ancestors for that. Okay, and see, and so now, Ethiopia is an Islamic country because Persia had conquered them at one point in time, and so now this is why you have things the way that they are. Okay, I'm gonna finish up chapter 1. Okay, and then after that I'm gonna go into some of Egyptian magic. Okay. All right, and then it says, Diodorus of Sicily writes, the Ethiopians say that the Egyptians are one of their colonies, which was brought into Egypt by. Okay, let me read this again, so everything is understood clearly. All right. So the Ethiopians say that the Egyptians are are one of their colonies, which was brought into Egypt by Osiris. That is the Greek name of our Kemetic king, or Nisut Asar. Okay, so he was the so 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 he was the one that brought other. So he was the one that brought other e- Ethiopians into Egypt, because Asar was the firstborn Egyptian, the firstborn um the firstborn dark skinned Egyptian, and he helped them set up colony there. Okay, and the ancestors inside me say yes, that did happen. Cause remember, um we've been taught by our our teachers that our ancestors live within us. So yes, they do speak through me sometimes. Actually, they speak through me all the time, just in different forms of just in different forms of thinking. Okay. All right. That's my phone, y'all. Sorry. Let me put that on vibrate. All right. So this is on silent. Okay. So there's no interruptions. All right. Shout out to everybody who's watching this. Okay. And I'm gonna do um the second installment on my phone. Okay. So this is just the first part. Okay. All right. So finishing up chapter one, it says Diodorus of Sicily writes the Ethiopians say that the Egyptians are one of their colonies, which was brought into Egypt by Osiris, which we know as Asar. Okay, and some call him Mu or More. Okay, when it comes down to the Egyptian fraternities, Shout out to my comedic masons out there. Salute. All right. even my ancestors say salute. All right. So okay, they were brought into Egypt by Osiris. They even allege that this country, meaning referring to Egypt, was originally underwater, but that the Nile, dragging much mud as it flowed from Ethiopia, had finally filled it in and made it a part of the continent. They add that from them as from their authors and ancestors. The Egyptians got most of their laws. So the laws that we are aware of today, from the 42 negative confessions, which everyone likes to parade around, which kind of bothers me a little bit. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the 42 negative confessions, but people don't talk about the 72 laws of Ma'at. Okay, if you're gonna talk about one thing, and you're comedic and conscious, you gotta talk about the other two, because we need more positivity in this world than we do negativity. Am I right? Okay, so get your head together. All right, so okay, the Egyptians got most of their laws. Okay, it is from them that the Egyptians have learned to honor. They have learned to honor. Let me turn the other page. Honor kings as gods. We are the original gods. You white folks and other races, you bow down to us. Okay? We are right in front of you. We are the representations of our ancestors. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They were to honor them as king. They were to honor. Wait. Honor. They were to honor. They were to honor the Egyptian kings as gods and buried them with such pomp, meaning pompous. Okay? Like I guess like splendor or something like that. Sculpture and writing were invented by the Ethiopians. So a lot of what you see on the walls about about the black Egyptians, giving us math and stuff. Yeah, it's good that they taught them that, but they had to learn from the Ethiopians first before they before the Egyptians could teach it to their children, and so their children could teach it to their children, and their children could teach it to their children, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. then it goes on to say that okay. Then it goes on to say that the Ethiopians cite evidence that they are more ancient than the Egyptians, but it is useless to report that here. If the Egyptians and Ethiopians were not of the same race, Diodorus would have empathized the impossibility of considering the, the former as a colony, i.e., a fraction of the latter, and the impossibility of viewing them as forebearers of the Egyptians. In his geography, Strabo mentioned the importance of migrations in history, and believing that this particular migration had proceeded from Egypt to Ethiopia. Egyptians Egyptians settled Ethiopia, and Colchis. Once again, it is a Greek, despite his chauvinism, or chauvinism, however you pronounce that, who informs us that Egyptians, Ethiopians, and Chaldeans belong to the same race, thereby confirming what Herodotus had said about the Chaldeans. The opinion of all ancient writers on the Egyptian race is more. The opinion of all ancient writers on the Egyptian race is more or less summed by Gaston Maspero. Something is telling me that was a philosopher and a historian. Okay, he was born in 1846, and he died in 1916. By the by the almost unanimous testimony of the ancient historians, they belong to an African race, Red Negro. So basically, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Chaldeans were of the same race. They were of the same race. They were just of dark skin. Okay? So you know what? All this talk, all this talk about us being white. I mean, all this talk about the Egyptians being white, man, is false. It's completely false. And I'm not gonna now. Again, as I said, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, and it's 11 o'clock, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. All right, so here's another picture I wanna show you guys, okay? And then I'm gonna skip through some of the pages and show you some more pictures. Then I'm gonna touch on Egyptian magic, okay? And it says, handsome East African Hermetic type from Nel Patruni, Richuri Anthropomorphy Su Samoy. I can't pronounce that. Per Anthropologia, 1911, cited by Samaritan in Egypt, and man's wording above by the official interpretation. Okay. Okay. Basically this is saying what I've been saying throughout this whole lecture, that the Egyptians were this color. All right. The Ethiopians were dark skinned. The people in India, as it referenced, were people of dark skin. Okay, it's just that over time, people in India started spending a lot of time in houses. This is what's being shown through me, not downloaded, but kind of inserted inside me through my crown chakra. That over time, a lot of the people in India started spending a lot of time in their house, so they became lighter. Okay, and some of them like to go places that were cold, but yeah, I just wanted to show you what the modern day Egyptian would look like. Although it doesn't say that on the page, I just want to show you this. Okay, so I wanted to clear that up right now. All right, our first ancient African kings were black. All right, not white. Okay, I just showed you this picture, and I'm going to show it again. All right, you got a future lecturer, a future black musician, and you got a future lecturer, teacher, black musician, and practitioner in the works. Okay, so I'm going to show this picture again. Okay, and I just read you the information on it, so there's no need for me to read it again. But I just wanted to show you guys that, because I told you that when I first started lecturing, I said that I wanted to show pictures and documentation and stuff like that, and this is just a start. I'm gonna try to see if I can upgrade my Cyberlink UCam so I can actually put pictures in the video. Okay, but for right now, I'll just settle with doing it like this. All right. So here we're at an hour and 10 minutes. Okay. All right. So that's the end of that, and now we're going to touch on Egyptian magic. Okay. Oh yeah. Let me show y'all. Yeah. Let me show y'all a few more pictures. Okay. Just to throw in your face that we were black. Okay. That us Nubian Kemites and originated Kemites were of dark and light skin. Okay. And I want to say thank you to Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. Okay. Thank you, teacher. Thank you, teacher. We honor you. This is from his work, and it and it shall not be denied as long as I'm here. Alright? So I just read you his book. Oh yeah, and before I forget, so y'all people don't say, "Oh, I don't know where the book came from." Okay? And I'm gonna tell you who actually gave me this book. My brother-in-law gave me this book, and it's funny because he knew my purpose, which is kind of weird. So I'm just gonna share with you. Okay, this came from Lawrence Hill Books. I believe that's the publishing company. Okay, and I'm also going to mention when this book was written. Okay, the copyright. Okay, the copyright was okay. This was first published in 1967. So this is to that dude Miguel. This book was done way before Google came out. Like, bruh, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Get out of here with your nonsense. I gotta speak like a true lecturer. I can't be cussing. All right. And the ancestors, the ancestor in my throat chakra is speaking through me again. They're like, that's right. They're like, that's right. I'm just laughing because it makes me feel good that they're watching me and they're listening to me, and they're demonstrating themselves through me, you know. So okay, and then of course it's also showing. All right, so and it also says that this book consists of selections from nations, Negroes, E.T. Culture, first published by Presence African's Presence Africaine Paris, 1955. Enterotite des Civilisations Negros Negres, first published by Presence Africaine Paris, 1967. So originally, this book was okay. The first edition was put out in February of 1964. I'm sorry, 1974. Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, So the first edition was published back in 1964, but it was written. This book was written back in. Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's another there's another picture that I want to show you guys. And on the bottom it says the Sphinx as the first French scientific mission found in the 19th century. This profile is neither Greek nor Semitic. It is Bantu. Its model is said to have been Pharaoh Shephren. Oops. Sorry about that. Had a little reflex. That always happens to me. Okay. This is Pharaoh Shephren, Circia, 2600 BC, Fourth Dynasty, who built the second Giza pyramid. Okay, so Pharaoh Shephren was the first Sphinx before they did the Sphinx of Virgo. And what does the first Sphinx represent? Okay? The Sphinx of Virgo, which is the lion arms and the human head, it means think like a human and not like an animal. This one means know thyself. Okay? Because as you can see, the sculptors are putting the crown on their head, on the woman's head. Okay, they're letting you know she knows herself and she is royalty. So we're at an hour and 19 minutes. All right now. I'm glad I'm recording this because I'm beginning to understand the time of how long I'm doing the video. Okay, so that's it on that. We're gonna go into some Egyptian magic. I'm gonna see if I can clear up some falsehoods. Okay. about this magic thing. The one thing um the one thing I can say about our our sciences as African people, yeah. The the one thing the one thing I could say about us African people is that w- we are and always have been connected to nature. Na- nature was our first um in our first entity that we communicated with and we honored before the whole idea of Jesus Christ came. Okay? And there's even some biblical references here. Alright, so let me see what should I read? Okay. Alright. Chapter one. Chapter one. Okay. Antiquity of magical practices in Egypt. Okay. And this is the book Egyptian Magic. Dr. Bobby Hemmett. Dr. Bobby Hemmett talks about this in one of his lectures, and he actually shows this book. Okay, so now I got a copy, and I have cultural genocide, which I will also be doing a lecture on. But I'm just studying and going over my notes before I can actually do the lecture. And when I do that lecture, I'm actually going to be typing my notes for cultural genocide. So I'm going to read off of the computer when I do that lecture called cultural genocide today. Okay, it's going to be an updated version of it. All right. So all right, this is Egyptian Magic by E. A. Wallace Budge. I know most black people don't really like books written by white folks, but see, this is what you happens when you allow other races to conquer your culture. And then you become disappointed and dissatisfied when you don't get what you want. All right? And this is another reason why we should fight back. Okay? Stop settling for less. Okay? And stop being programmed too. Okay? All right. All right. So all right. So we're gonna go into we're gonna go into the the first the first chapter of it. So I've read some of the preface. Now, in the preface of in the pre in the preface of this book right here, Egyptian Magic, it was basically saying that you know our 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 magical practices as as um as Egyptians were, um they were of our religion. Okay, that was our religion, and some of us are still practicing it today. Look, oh, sorry about that. I dropped my laptop. We're good. I'm back. Hey, hey, we can only keep it real on here. Only on Dr. Harmony TV. Sometimes I can be really clumsy. Forgive me for that, family. All right. Okay. I should have put my laptop on the table instead of leaving it on the bed. But and I had room too. But oh well. Okay. So um again, as we said, um our our science, our chemistry, our alchemy, that was our re- religion. That was what we practiced in ancient times. Just like just like what just like what just like what I'm I'm doing right now. Look. I'm gonna show you. See my altar over there. That's my grandma's table, and I got my pyramids, my crystals. I don't have my big rock over there that I had, cause I'm using it. Okay, I'm using it. So yeah. Um. All right. We're gonna go into we're gonna go into chapter one. Hold on. Let me stop this video, and then um I'm gonna make a part two. Okay.